We get so many clients who come to us complaining that planning their week is a bit pointless because their week is too inflexible and too unpredictable. What's the root cause of this issue?
Listen, I get it. The more chaotic your life is, the lived sensation is sort of like, what's the point? I mean, why plan at all? My life is so chaotic, it never goes the way I planned. Planning takes a ton of time. It makes me feel more anxious than prepared. But actually, what you need to know is that the more chaotic your life is, the more essential it is that you plan. That's the counterintuitive truth.
And why is that?
Think about generals leading the troops into battle, the people who play for the highest stakes possible with lives on the line. When they go into battle, do you think that they can predict exactly what's going to happen? Of course not. In fact, not only can they not predict what's going to happen, they have an enemy who is actively trying to foil their plans. So does that mean that they abandoned the planning process? No. To quote General Eisenhower, plans are useless, but planning is indispensable.
Interesting. What does he mean by this?
Eisenhower and countless other leaders have leaned on planning for millennia as an essential practice. It's a crucial tool to identify the obvious errors and prepare for likely scenarios. But I get it. Planning can feel like it's just another time suck, and your time would be better spent doing actual work rather than planning. And the truth is, often the culprit isn't you at all, it's your planning process. You're probably running a bad planning process.
Right, so what are the hallmarks of a bad planning process?
When you're planning badly, it magnifies your anxiety. Instead of reducing the number of things you have to do and making the hard cuts, you start vomiting more tasks onto your task list.
Leading to impossible to-do list syndrome.
Right. When you plan badly, you're looking at all your priorities and get sucked into a spiral of shame where you feel like, I should do it all, but I don't have the time. Plus, it takes a lot of time that then sort of feels like it got wasted. So when you're planning, but you're planning badly, you're actually making it worse in so many ways.
On the other hand, what does a great planning process look like?
Yeah, great planning is the opposite. It's fast, it's quick. You get clarity on your priorities. You make decisions that can help you prepare for the week. You have multiple scenarios that you've war gamed out, and you start living weeks where you bring order from the chaos. And not just 1 or 2 weeks. Every week you plan, you feel like there's less and less and less chaos in your life. Great planning structures order from the chaos so that you can propel your time where you want it to go and achieve your big dreams and your big goals.
This is exactly why we created the Winning the Week method, a simple 5-step planning process that takes just 30 minutes a week. Can you explain what makes this process different?
Yeah, the Winning the Week method is a planning process where you can actually get clarity on which priorities come first and which come second and which you can sacrifice altogether. It helps you find time that you didn't know you had so that you can get a real sense of relief. So that when you look at your calendar, you're finding more time, not feeling like you have less time. So that you're actually culling your to-do list, not constantly growing it. And that when you create a plan and when you execute that plan, you see that the plan is working rather than feeling like the plan was pointless. And at the end of the week, you're feeling victorious, not defeated.
Over 35,000 professionals have already taken your free online masterclass and learned this method. What kinds of results do they get?
Far from being overwhelmed, they feel less stressed. They find free time they didn't know was there. They regain a sense of control over their schedule. I have clients discovering and saving 10 to 15 hours of time every week by using this planning method. I have clients making the time to switch careers and launch new businesses and take up hobbies. I've got clients extricating themselves from the day-to-day operation of their business, working just a few hours a week with their toes in the sand at the beach. And what's the one thing all these people have in common? They've got a solid planning process that they can follow, even when life gets crazy, to win their week.
You can learn the Winning the Week method too by clicking the link in the description and signing up for Demir's free online masterclass.
This is one of the simplest things that you can learn that has the biggest impact on your productivity and on your sense of achievement. My free masterclass shows you my step-by-step method to make a successful winning plan that results in a successful winning week, no matter what life throws your way. I'm so passionate about this because after surveying 5,000 professionals, I learned that only 1% of them were actually planning their week. And it's my personal mission now to see that number become 100%.
Now, how will you know if you're doing it right?
Okay, I tell each one of my clients, I want you to end the week on Friday feeling like you crushed it at work. Not meh, Not exhausted, not even disappointed or neutral. I want you to say to yourself, wow, I really won this past week. The secret to that is learning how to plan a successful week. It's not easy, it can be counterintuitive, but I know it's possible for you no matter how messy life gets. Click the link in the description to sign up for that masterclass. You'll see a page that looks just like this. All you have to do is click the button and choose a time and a date that works for you, and that's it. I'll see you in that masterclass.